Hey, cooking with your girl Judy. Today, as y'all can see, I'm gonna have bread pudding. I got this old loaf of bread here. It's not mildewed or anything like that, but it's hard and dried up. So it's best to make bread pudding when it's old bread. Don't throw it away. Either make some bread pudding or either throw it out there to the birds. Okay, you will need that bread. You'll need a stick of butter. You will need 1 cup of sugar. I don't want to pick it up because I might spill it. You'll need 4 eggs. Half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, I did say the butter. Stick of butter. Vanilla flavor. And you need a tablespoon of vanilla flavor. Nutmeg. Half a teaspoon. 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. And you will need 2 cups of milk or half and half. And it all depends on how much bread I'm going to use. I may add a little bit more milk because I want the milk to cover the bread. So I may use a little bit more, over a half of 2 cups. Okay? And for the topping, I want to call it glaze. I'll tell you about that when I get to it. But now I'm going to go over here and cut my bread up in square pieces. And I'm going to be putting them in this bowl right here. Okay, so let me put on some gloves. I've already washed my hands. I wash my hands all the time on a regular. But I let them dry off because the gloves are so hard to get on when my hands are wet. So now I'm putting on my gloves. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get this bread chopped up. And it's a rainy day here in Alabama, Sylacauga, Alabama. And it's a good day for some bread pudding. Okay, I'm using a serrated knife. Cutting it in squares and not taking out off the sides because we want the sides of the bread because that's going to make it crispy. Okay. I'm going to do one more for you and I'm going to go away and cut the bread up because I'm not going to make this a long video. My kids say my videos are too long, and I told them, when the last time you watched one, because the longest video I had was the one I did last night, which was 23 minutes, I think. I've been sort of trying to keep them short, under 20 minutes, so that they can be watched. So I'm going to go and cut this bread up, and I will be right back. Okay, guys. Bread cut up in squares. Now I'm going to grease my Pyrex dish. Making sure I'm getting the corners, the sides, and the bottom. little bit more butter on the side right there. Now, got it. Now I'm going to pour the bread in. And you can use any kind of bread. You can use old pastries, donuts, old bread, croissants, French bread. And I heard somebody say you can even use cornbread. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side there. Now I'm getting ready to mix the milk mixture up. I'm adding 2 cups of milk, cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of granulated sugar, salt, about a half teaspoon of salt. Melted butter, or even softened butter. About a pinch of nutmeg, about a half a teaspoon. About a tablespoon of cinnamon. Tablespoon of vanilla flavor. Well, this is vanilla extract. I'm adding a little over a tablespoon. And 4 eggs. Now I'm going to mix it up real good. Mixing it until the sugar is dissolved. Okay. Now I'm going to pour it over the bread. Making sure I'm getting this mixture all over the bread. I don't want to miss a piece of bread. Then I'm going to mash it down. And I'm going to let it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour to let it soak up. Before I let it sit and soak, I'm going to add a little cinnamon sugar. On the top. And you can put raisins in your bread pudding. I prefer not to put raisins. But if you do put raisins, make sure you soak them in some kind of juice or some kind of water. Or if you are making the bourbon flavored bread pudding, you can even soak them in bourbon whiskey. And you can add fruit, you can add peaches, you can add any kind of fruit to your bread pudding, just as long as you leave the juice on the fruit. And like I said, I'm going to let it sit for about maybe 30 minutes to an hour. And I'll be right back. Okay guys, now I'm going to make the bourbon sauce. I'm going to put a bourbon glaze on my bread pudding, and this is a half a stick of butter that I have melting here. I'm going to add the brown sugar, half a stick of butter, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and I'm going to stir it in real good. Okay. Stirring it till I can melt the sugar in the butter. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of vanilla flavor, and I don't have but just a little in here. Let me see, I can find some more. Okay, I guess that'll probably be enough. That half a tablespoon. I have to look for it. Okay, stirring it real good. Now I'm going to add 1/4 cup of bourbon. It's the Jim Beam vanilla. And I'm going to let that burn off a little bit. Okay. Well, look at here. I had vanilla here. Let me pour this vanilla in there. I had it already poured up in a cup. Okay. Add the vanilla flavor. So that was about a tablespoon and a half. I forgot all about it. I had it sitting there. Okay, and then we're going to add the milk. Okay, continue to stir. Let that bourbon cook off. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit more. And I'm going to add 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of milk in the measuring cup. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of cornstarch. And this is what's going to get it thick. That's what's going to thicken this glaze. I'm going to pour it in there a little at a time. Let me switch hands. Okay, now, there we go. Okay. Keep stirring. You don't want no lumps to build up in it. going to turn it down low. And this your bourbon glaze. Gonna turn it off. And now we're waiting on our bread pudding to come out of the oven. It's been in the oven now for about 5 minutes, after about 10 minutes. And I'm gonna let it cook for about 35 to 40 more minutes. It's gonna cook in all about 45 minutes. And I'll be back. Okay guys, I've let this bread pudding cook in the oven for about 45 minutes. And I'm gonna sprinkle just a little powdered sugar. Okay, my bread pudding, I sprinkled just a little powdered sugar on top of it. I thought I was taping. I showed it to y'all after it came out of the oven. And for some reason, I wasn't taping again. So I sprinkled a little powdered sugar. I'm going to come back when it cools off. And I'm going to put some glaze on top of it. And I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to try some of this bread pudding. I bet I called it banana pudding somewhere along the line. But I'm trying some of this bread pudding. And I sprinkled powdered sugar over top of it. And when I got up that part right there, a big clump came out. But that's all right. That's all right. It's going to get eaten. And I'm going to pour some of this bourbon sauce on top of it. Okay. There we go. Bread pudding with bourbon sauce. Glazed, rather. There it is. I'm going to go away and take a thumbnail. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to give it a try. Looks mighty good. This bourbon glaze. Oh, it's good. And I don't be saying it's good for just to say it's good. This is wonderful. This is so good. I would like to thank y'all for subscribing to my channel and leaving me a comment. And I'd like to thank y'all for watching. This is real good. You could have added raisins in this, but I don't like raisins. I don't think anybody in my family likes raisins, but you could have added raisins, fruit. I went to a baby shower one time and they had bread pudding, and the lady had chocolate chips in hers. And I've tasted it with strawberries in it. But this is wonderful. It's got a good taste, good mild taste. And it's not as sweet as you would think it would be by me adding all that powdered sugar and brown sugar and regular sugar. But if you want to, you can add substitute sugars. You don't have to add the granulated sugar. This is good. Now, some people put the glazed sauce all over the banana pudding, but certain people don't like the glazed. Did I say banana pudding? Some people put glazed sauce over top of the bread pudding all over. But some people don't like the glaze. But I think the glaze is real good. The glaze is wonderful on it. Without the glaze, it wouldn't be bread pudding. Y'all subscribe, like, push that little thumbs up button, leave me a comment, and y'all be safe. Stay humble. Be blessed. This just melting in my mouth. And y'all have a good day. This is delicious. Y'all ain't got to go home. But you gotta get out of here. Bye for now. I'm gonna leave you a taste. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm.